Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, not Monday. We're doing this every day, 10 minutes every day, just covering the latest in news. You've got Adam Peak, you've got Corey Connors, you got myself, Evelio Matos. Let's jump right in. What are we talking about today? We're talking about packaging laws that are going to take effect in the US this year. Adam, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going great. I'm excited to take our Monday show to every day and kind of do we'll do more of a deep dive on Monday on any of the topics that come up. So we'll drop your comments not only on where you might be listening, but also on what you want us to dive into further. And we'll be able to do that either on Monday or through our individual shows, Packaging Unboxed, People Packaging Podcast, or Sustainable Packaging with Corey Connors. Could be a fun way to take a deeper dive from these little daily segments.
Yeah, absolutely. And Corey, man, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Great start to the new year here. I'm really looking forward to this. I think you're exactly right. We need to give the people a little preview of some of the larger topics we'll cover on our podcast and on our Monday podcast. I think this is the question I get asked a lot is what's happening with the laws? And you've been talking about extended producer responsibility for years, and now all of a sudden it's coming to fruition. What do we do? And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, so let's kind of get into it, man.
Check.
There's a bunch of stuff happening across the country in the US. Obviously, it's happening across the planet. Every country's having their own set of new laws that are taken into effect over the next few months in your particular country. So if you have anything coming up in your country, post it in the comments. We'll dig in a little deeper. But let's go west to east, right? Big to small. I think as they kind of built the states, right? They like started small. We're going to make all these little ones. And then as you got further and further along west, they're like, oh my God, just make this big plot of land and just make them bigger. Right? They just got lazy. That's kind of how we do in the US.
Alaska was big, but Hawaii, they were like, that's fine.
Yeah, well, like we can't make it any bigger.
Yeah.
Right. And then we're going to buy Greenland, right? We're just going really big. So
I can't wait. Can't wait.
And Canada.
And Canada.
Yeah. 51st state. You heard about that? That's great.
Yeah. We're going to have 57 states here by the end of the year. All right, man. So starting with the biggest, California. What's going on in California?
So California has a couple of things. They actually have a lot going on, and there's entire episodes that could be dedicated to what's happening in the state of California. They tend to drive a lot of laws that become sort of quasi-federalized because you want to be there. So they've got Senate Bill 1046. This was from I think it was 2022 maybe. But that involves like checkout bags, and so you have to kind of bring your own bag. They also have Senate Bill 54. That's the big one that's coming up. That is going to have it's a whole big topic that's still in flux. But as the law currently exists, in 7 years, there's a lot of all packaging has to be recyclable or compostable, which means, and I've been doing this on TikTok, just finding packaging saying this packaging will be outlawed by 2032, unless something changes. Like I said, it's very fluid, but as it currently exists, a lot of flexible packaging will not be allowed in the state of California by 2032. And that's going to be something that 7 years is going to go by very fast.
Well said. The big caveat to that is it says that compostable packaging is going to be allowed, but so far, nothing has been legally considered to be compostable.
Yep.
And that's a major issue for people trying to provide compostable packaging in the future.
Yeah. No, and then you're saying that 7 years are going to go by really fast. This SB 1046 was from 2022. It's 2025. 3 years went by super fast. People are shocked now. Like, what do you mean, we can't bring checkout bags? It's like, no, this has been on the books. Like, this has been coming. How are you not prepared? And I think this happens to a lot of brands. To
be clear, Senate Bill 10. Sorry, I was just looking it up. Senate Bill 1046 it's an addition to. This is pre-checkout bags for like produce. So you can only use compostable or recycled paper materials for produce bags as of January 1st of this year. That's what that law. But that was something that was written into the law about checkout bags. This is now hitting pre-checkout bags. So again, that happened very quick.
Yeah, it's like people are still shocked. Like, what are we supposed to do now?
Right.
And that's the challenge. But you also said in California, it sort of federalizes it, right? So Corey, when you're selling packaging across the country, is it California and then the rest of the country, or it's like we're just going to stick to whatever they do so that everybody can use it?
And I think this is a big controversy: is does California have too much power here? Because you're exactly right. People don't want to design two versions of their packaging. They want to have packaging. They want to have a national pack or an international packaging, as you've done many times, Avelio, translated to Canadian or to French and to Spanish, and to accommodate global packaging.
Yep. Yeah. No, definitely. All right. So let's move on to Delaware.
Hi.
Have you ever been to Delaware? Has anybody ever been?
Is it a real?
Is it real?
No, I haven't been there. To
be fair, we're not starting from biggest. We're not going from west to east. I think we're going in alphabetical order.
Oh, okay.
To be totally clear.
Yeah.
Nah, it's going from big to small.
Okay.
All right. So what's happening in 2025 in Delaware?
Looks like another ban on polystyrene containers for food to-go packages. And keep in mind, Oregon has the same law, and I've eaten to-go food twice this week, and both were provided to me in styrofoam containers. So I don't know that the law is people are aware of it, or if they can still use the stock that they had until it runs out. I'm sure there's caveats in the law that make it so it isn't as detrimental to the business.
Delaware's law begins July 1st, and then it's also going to extend out to, it looks like, plastic
stirs
coffee and cocktails, and
like you've talked about a lot, Adam. The lids are often polystyrene.
Right. Yep.
So what can you do? Can you call the cops?
I'm sure there's a hotline or something like that. The Circular
Polystyrene hotline.
Yeah, the Circular Action Alliance has mentioned there's going to be ways to identify maybe bad actors in this situation. But the Oregon law also extends to polystyrene peanuts for packaging. You cannot distribute those. I think you can still use them, but you can't sell them or distribute them. So you can use up your supply, I think, is the intention.
Avelio, how are we going to get this done in under 10
minutes? All right. So we're
8.5 minutes into this thing. You're like, no, we're getting this done in 10 minutes. And I'm like, why are you still asking questions, bro?
All right. So let's get to Illinois. What's happening in Illinois?
I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the hotels. I've long thought this about hotels. They put the little miniature shampoos and conditioners and whatnot, and now you're seeing more of these put into showers. So those are going to be banned in hotels beginning January 1st, 2026. So that's going to impact who's ever making those. Tough break. You're going to have to put them into reusable liquid fill.
Crazy. And then let's go to Minnesota. January 1st.
This one's pretty interesting because they're banning PFAS, the forever chemical, as it's known.
Forever.
And it's my understanding that's where it was invented, in that state. So it's about time. Let's get this thing banned and outlawed.
Well, so looking at packaging, Dive, they've got Minnesota, as of January 1st, intentionally added PFAS will be newly banned in 11 product categories: carpets, cleaning products, cookware, cosmetics.
Only things start with C: construction, corrugated.
Will also apply to packaging for products in those categories, specifically when in contact, used to contain, protect, or dispense these products. But it's not specific to packaging. So if those products can't contain PFAS. Its packaging can't contain PFAS. But in general, you can potentially use PFAS.
Sounds
A
good.
little unclear. Maine, starting 2025, workers at redemption centers will be allowed to sort containers by material type, like plastic, glass, steel, and aluminum, thanks to the 2023 bottle bill update. Previously, redemption centers were required to be sorted by hand.
By brand.
No, by hand and brand. But,
Oh, so
by
it can
brand.
be automated.
So,
Is that what you're saying?
like Nike goes here, Reeboks go here.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that-
That's crazy.
It doesn't seem feasible. Like without AI equipment, maybe.
How do you sort it by brand? By
Maybe
brand,
UPC
like-
code or something.
I think we need to dig into that a little deeper because that seems, I don't know, could be interesting, could be crazy.
And why would they want to sort it by brand so that they could send that material back to the original company? Like, does
I don't know.
Coca-Cola want their
Shame them.
bottles back to make their 100% PCR PET bottles again? Is that the idea?
I don't know. We'll cover that tomorrow when we talk about Coca-Cola and the way that they've backtracked from their sustainability goals. That's it, guys. No comments. Comments tomorrow. We'll see you guys. Peace out. See you guys. Thanks so much for joining. All the good stuff.